All right, hello, welcome to this video. We're going to talk just briefly about what happened on the Long Island Railroad today on the main line with a PSEG Long Island power problem. That's right. And, of course, I'm showing you the new poles they put in at Mineola. You notice that we don't get high-tension infrastructure like the South Shore. These are just like regular-looking distribution poles that they use for, elsewhere on Long Island, all right? So let's get to it right now. So this is what happened. There are scattered delays on the Ronkonkoma branch, all right, and the service was suspended for a while between Hicksville and Bethpage. Apparently, there was a PSEG power issue along the branch. This happened, I guess it's saying 13 hours ago, so figure around 9 o'clock this morning for the morning Ronkonkoma service was suspended, and it was eventually resumed here. Actually, it looks like it affected everything going through Hicksville. So it looked like everything going through Hicksville wound up being suspended because of this PSEG power problem between Hicksville and Bethpage. This is a big issue with the infrastructure here. Ronkonkoma branch service suspended. There was a service, and it looked like it was suspended for a while, maybe an hour or so. People were just stranded because basically they lost third rail power to the third rail in Hicksville. And again, it's because the infrastructure here is just trash. All right, it's just trash. And that's why I make this video. Of course, Channel 12 didn't cover this at all. I don't even have to show you because they didn't even cover it. I'll show you. I'll show you what they covered today because let's just, they didn't cover it at all. They're on the South Shore again, Rockville Center, and they have the nerve to cover this, knocking out power to Baldwin, of course. But no, not all the lots and lots of people that were left stranded by this power issue apparently at Hicksville that was caused service to be suspended. The power in Hicksville, comes from, let's see, you can see all the old power lines here too, by the way, here that we have. Let's see, I didn't actually put it over there. I put it over here, I think. But this is they apparently lost power to this substation here. This is the little substation they have. You notice we don't get high tension wires here. No, we don't get that. Those two wires right there, I believe, are the ones that carry power from the substation in Hicksville. I don't know if this caused the power outage in Hicksville or not. Maybe that whole substation went down. Maybe that was the problem. We'll have to look into it. I don't think so. But there's a substation here right over here. All right, so it's fed off this substation here, all right? I think I've told you this before, and this substation right here is the 67 kV here. This is the 67 kV line, and this line on the bottom is your third rail power. That's it. Look how low it is. It's even going through a tree right there. All right, so that's your third rail power for the main line in Hicksville. All right, I've explained this before. I did a video about this before, and it isn't the first time they've had problems with this. I don't know if this power outage affected all of Hicksville or not, or just, let's see if we can, I'm going to just put Hicksville power outage and see if anything came up. I don't think there were any outages. We could search Hicksville power outage and see if there were any outages or not, but I think it just affected the railroad. I don't think Hicksville, no, it doesn't say anything about a power outage. Let's see, I'll just put power outage. Well, let's see if we have anything here. Nothing. All right, so I don't think this affected Hicksville. I think it just affected the railroad. All right, if I'm mistaken, then I'll have to update that. But anyway, this is the infrastructure we get. All right, this is our third rail power. All right, it's on this line right here. This line that goes to the Hicksville station. All right, that's your third rail power. That's the feed from the substation. All right, and that's the one and only feed. This line right here looks like it's 50 years old. All right, all right, and then what they did when they upgraded the main line, they did this project. This substation here is now fed a different way. So this substation used to be fed by that cable, but now it's fed by an overhead And we don't know. These street views could be very old. And, oh, they aren't. Very perfect. So here you go. Here's your third rail power here. This is your third. So they're just using regular distribution poles here for the third rail power. And this is like it's like low voltage stuff, 13 kV. I mean, it's still high voltage, but in the realm of power transmission, it's low voltage, all right? You know, this is what they use. So this line right here is your power for the railroad right here. That's your third rail power. Look at how tiny those insulators are. My gosh. You know the voltage is low, and because the main line, the voltage on the main line is lower than the voltage on the Babylon branch. You can tell when you're on the Babylon branch, you notice how the trains have much more pep to them because they get more power. They're getting more power. The power infrastructure here is not good. All right. Meanwhile, you compare it to the South Shore, of course, and their power infrastructure, which is a whole lot better than ours. We'll go to the Merrick station. All right, for instance, actually, there's a substation right here by Merrick. Actually, they even have a street view. So look at how much more robust their power. This is their substation for the Babylon branch. Look at that beautiful big substation. All right, notice that's high tension stuff right there. 34.5 kV at least, probably 33 or 23 kV. All right, they get the good stuff. All right, that's all high power stuff. All right, they get the good stuff. All right. Look at that. That's their third rail power, all right? And not only is this their third rail power, but so is the top as well. Look at that hefty infrastructure that they get. We don't get that on the main line. We get weak infrastructure, and it's not going to be able to take the storms. We just had rain and thunderstorms, just nothing really crazy, and the main line went down, Meanwhile, the Babylon branch, it's just built better. Everything about the Babylon branch is designed in a superior way. Everything, their power infrastructure. I mean, we can go all the way out to Babylon if you want. And look at their power infrastructure out there. And you'll see the same thing. You'll see those metal poles. You see those high. All right, those look like small insulators. This is just the beginning of the line, though. All right, so this is just the beginning of the line. Yeah, you see, that's where it starts. That's heavy-duty stuff over there, all right, that they put in. All right, that's a higher voltage, all right, because the insulators are bigger. It means a higher voltage when the insulators are bigger, all right? And here, we'll show you this other substation here. There's another substation right here that gets fed. So this is their other substation here. High-tension stuff. Look at that, high tension, all right? That's the power line that goes to, and that's a feed from the substation in Massapequa. All right, so they get that off that substation right here. Actually, it's probably still Amityville. This substation right here, all right, which by the way has an underground feed. This is where the underground comes up. All right, so that's a 138 kV feeder to the South Shore. I didn't even know they had underground 138 kV feeders until I looked at the actual PSEG power line map. You can see this is, again, big insulators. Look at that stuff right there. That's heavy-duty stuff right there, all right? And they're putting new poles. They're actually replacing some of these metal poles in the Babylon branch already. So it's so obvious what's going on. They get the best of everything. Again, look at their infrastructure, all right? I mean, that's quality right there. That's quality. Everything says it's quality. It was built to last, It was built to last, It was built to last. Let's go look at one more area here. Right? I mean, not all the poles are metal. They have some wood poles. Let's see. Yeah, that's a wood pole. But look at, again, it's well maintained. It's straight. It's not crooked. Everything is taken care of. And all these power lines, by the way, have been replaced. These are all new poles. This is an old street view. There was nothing wrong with these poles, but they gave them new poles anyway. All right? Because, again, it's the South Shore. They get everything. That's civilization. That's the part of Long Island that matters. We live in a forgotten wasteland. That doesn't matter. I'll show you one other area of the Babylon branch and their infrastructure again in Valley Stream. And, again, this is what I mean. It's just high-quality infrastructure. It's built to last. Look at these power lines. I mean, this is heavy-duty, high-tension stuff. That's your third rail power for the Babylon branch as well as the Atlantic branch, whether it be a Far Rockaway or Long Beach. Yeah, the infrastructure on the Far Rockaway and Long Beach branch is more robust than the infrastructure on the main line. That's right. It is. Take a look. See for yourself. Look at that. I mean, that's some heavy-duty stuff right there. All right? That's some nice-looking stuff right there, right? All right? That's all high tension, all right? It's not this little distribution stuff that you get, all right? That you get up here on the main line, you know? This pathetic little stuff that they put in here. Show you another area. I think we may have a problem. All right, let's see. Sometimes Google Maps just slows down and doesn't work, and I think it's doing that now. We'll see if we can get it to work again. All right, here. So this is another example. We're still stuck with these old poles, by the way. They never replaced these. They're still here, these old poles. Yep. They didn't go past. We still got a lot of these crooked old poles here. These things, they're still here. They haven't replaced them. You know, you get it from the electric company, you get it from the Long Island Railroad. You know, it's just so obvious that this area just doesn't count. It doesn't count. So, there. I mean, look at these power lines are still here. They have never replaced these. Look at this. I mean, that's ancient. I mean, it's crooked, too. These stiles here, these are crooked. See, they replaced these, but they never finished the rest of it. They never... They did this all half-assed. This whole mainline thing has been all just half-assed. The whole thing. It really is. Let's lastly go to Long Beach. I'll show you, even on the Long Beach line, they have better infrastructure than we do. So let's go to the Oceanside area right now. Yeah, I think there's a substation over here. I think they elevated all their substations too for flooding concerns. So yeah, look at that. That's all high tension stuff right there. Look, it's tapped off that 33 kV line on the top there. I mean, look at that beautiful substation. Our substations don't look like that on the main line. I mean, look at how nice. It's just so obvious what's going on. The South Shore of civilization. This South Shore area, everything that basically is, we draw a line here, and we'll make it a green line. You know, even some of the areas that have issues, you know, even the area, it's just, this is defined as a part of Long Island that is important. This here. This is what you call Greater Long Island right here, this general area. This is Greater Long Island right here. All right, the rest of Long Island is shit. It's forgotten. It doesn't count. It's worthless. This is the area. You got to be here in this area. If you're not in this area, then Long Island is just, you're just going to be forgotten. You're just going to be forgotten, and that's basically what it all boils down to. Is you're going to be forgotten. You know, I mean, it's so obvious. Again, look at yep, Babylon getting new poles. Wansaw, they put new poles in Wansaw too. We don't get any new poles here in Mineola. They don't give us anything. We're still running on very old infrastructure. Just showing you the lovely, lovely power infrastructure that I have in my neighborhood, which we can show it to you. And then I'm going to wrap up this video here. Actually, I don't really want to show it where on the street where I live though. The trolls would actually. This is the courtesy of the trolls. Look at this stuff. It's ancient, man. It's ancient. I mean, just look at this stuff. I mean, this pole's crooked. I mean, they don't fix anything over here. I mean, it's just completely forgotten. Look, there's a shopping cart from a homeless person. So this is what you get here in the middle of the island. You go to the South Shore, it's all taken care of. What is with this pole here? Oh, this is what I mean by being cheap. Instead of replacing the whole pole, they just replaced the cross arm. I mean, really? Yeah, that's what I mean. The infrastructure here is just terrible. This is old infrastructure here. It's just forgotten. It's just unbelievable. Look at these old poles. Are so thin they could snap in high winds. They don't care. I mean, it's so obvious what's going on. It really is. So that's going to pretty much wrap it up from here in the Forgotten Land. Again, this is what we get. At least it's a new pole, but this is what we get in Mineola. We don't get any metal poles. This is our station here. I mean, it's just... and they got this railing. It's just... This stuff is just going to keep happening, and the weather's only going to get worse, and we're going to continue to deal with things. And we get a lot of flooding too in Mineola too. So this is why you got to go to the South Shore if you want to have a good quality life on Long Island. Otherwise, you're better off just leaving. If you can't get into the South Shore, you're better off just leaving Long Island. That's the way it goes, and that's it. Thanks for watching.